As we climb up this mountain, let your glory come down. Lord, we long to see your kingdom come.
About 3 years ago, my wife and I took a trip to New York City, and en route there, we stopped to visit the Milton Hershey School in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I had heard about the school, and it was a wonderful opportunity to stop and visit. Milton Hershey was the founder of the Hershey Chocolate Candy Company, and a little over 100 years ago, he and his wife, Kitty, established this school. Today, it's one of the largest secondary elementary schools in our nation with over 2,000 students. The thing that is so unique about the Milton Hershey School is that all of its students come from broken families, dysfunctional families, family backgrounds that are financially disadvantaged or limited. And these students come tuition free. It's amazing. It's not a faith-based school, but they do emphasize character, and in fact, every student who attends there is required to attend at church on Sunday mornings. Well, while I was visiting there, God really began to tug at my heart. And in the days back home afterwards, in the weeks to follow, God began to speak to me, and He said, if you trust me, I can do something similar here. And 2 years ago, our church and school officially adopted what's called a no kid turned away policy on the basis of socioeconomic status. Now, we may turn a kid away for other reasons, but we don't turn a child away on the basis of socioeconomic status. We've always been a school that's granted scholarship monies, as most private schools do, but our ceiling was quite low, $40,000 to $60,000 a year. And now that's become $200,000 to $250,000 a year that we grant in scholarships through our No Kid Turned Away policy. Our school's business model is not one that is tuition driven, totally supported by tuition dollars. It is a model that is tuition supplemented, but it's really compassion driven because it depends upon the generosity of people with compassionate hearts who want to see children and young people trained and educated in the ways of the Lord. We began to pray about how can we fund the No Kid Turned Away policy? How can we fund the No Kid Turned Away Endowment Scholarship Fund? That became a reality when we began to open our doors wider. Ms. Rhonda Lowry, who is the wife of the president of David Lipscomb University, she introduced me to the concept of the Living Endowment. The Living Endowment, unlike the permanent endowment, the Living Endowment is an operational fund that you fund annually. And so in order to generate revenue for our No Kid Turned Away policy, the Living Endowment was born.
My name is Davon Jefferson. I'm at 10th grade. I'm 15. Came from Maryland. Had a few problems before going to high school. So my parents, they didn't want me to enroll into a public high school because all the other dangers and how, bullying and stuff was going on. So we had to find a different school. I started my 9th grade year here. It was pretty hard to a little bit adjust to this type of environment because I wasn't used to it at all. And I wasn't with my family. I came down I flew down by myself. And my cousin was the administrator for this school, and he took me in. I had to go back through my 9th grade year, go back to Maryland, probably through spring semester, because I had to finish out some family business before I came back. I basically did whatever I needed to do in Maryland to just get back out here. I got a job to work. I just worked and worked and worked at it. I took summer classes, but I made it back, and I was really happy because this is probably the best school I could ever attend. This school has changed my life a lot because last year was my year that I got saved. This school has grown so much since I've been here, and I would love to see it grow more. I want to be here till I graduate, and I would possibly do anything I could to help this program grow.
I'm Alicia Whittington, and I'm a senior at CCS, and I've been going here since the 3rd grade. Before I came, I was bullied, and I didn't feel like I had a place to call home, and CCS has been a home, not a school. And it's been a place that I have been able to learn and grow, not just academically, but spiritually.
Well, when Alicia was in the 5th grade, her father and I divorced, and I didn't know how I was going to keep her at CCS. And I learned about the scholarship program, and I've been able to have assistance in having her stay at CCS. Her whole world had been turned upside down with her father leaving, and I just couldn't imagine taking her away from a place that had helped her grow so much.
I feel like my calling is to further my education and get my teaching degree and go over to 3rd world countries and teach other kids about not just academics. Getting to share what I've learned at CCS, the spiritual aspects, all of that with them, and letting them have the same experience that I have.
Seeing her realize that she has a call on her life and that God is going to use her to be a missionary by getting her teaching degree. If she had not been at CCS, she might not have realized that.
I get excited about building buildings. I'm excited to see our gymnasium going up. But what I really get excited about is seeing God build lives, the lives of our boys and girls and our young people, like DJ, like Alicia, like Tina White's precious granddaughter, Ava, whose mother is incarcerated.
My name is Tina White, and I work at MAPCO in White House, and that's where I first met Pastor Bob and Miss Wanda, and several years ago. And they came to my home and helped me to bring God into my life, which has dramatically changed everything. And I'm raising my granddaughter, and almost 4 years ago, I had to figure out what I was going to do with her while I worked. I knew then that this was a place she needed to be. And I am so thankful. This school is so important to me, and I know so many others. She's learning so much. Academically, she's learning so much. She's learning about Jesus, and she's in the back seat singing songs and raising her hand in praise, and there's nothing like it.
Our plan and prayer is that someday we'll have a permanent endowment for CCS of several $million. However, until we reach that goal, the Living Endowment is going to be a very important part of our success as we develop faculty and facilities and fabulous student programming. The Living Endowment will indeed serve as an annual operational fund, and it's an opportunity for many, many people to contribute annually to help maintain the mission of our school. Your participation in our Living Endowment is going to keep our school operating. The way it works is that you can become a Living Endowment provider for a gift of $1,000. It would be great if we had 200 to 250 people every year to sign up and say, I want to be a Living Endowment provider. If that doesn't fit your budget, you can send a child to school here for one day for $30 and be a daily sustainer. Or you can be a weekly partner for a gift of $150. If you want to help send a child here for a month, you can become a monthly leader for a gift of $600. Some people want to sponsor a child for a year, so you can become a Living Endowment sponsor for a gift of $5,000. You can become a Living Endowment founder for a gift of $10,000. So there are lots of ways, small and great, that you can plug into the Living Endowment Fund. It's very important that we keep the doors of our school open to students who want to come here and be trained in the Word and in the ways of the Lord, regardless of their socioeconomic background. So I hope that you will allow God to speak to your heart about engaging in our Living Endowment to keep our doors open for all students.